Hello everybody, I'm Lorii Abela, your soulmate expert and Asian matchmaker. Welcome to tonight's episode of Matchmaker Secrets, where we talk about love, dating, and relationships, and of course, matchmaking. You might be wondering how can you actually manage your love life if you are an executive and always busy. I'm gonna give you some pointers so that more or less you'll have some leeway in order to have the chance to navigate these things. And I know that, if you live in a metropolitan area or if you are also a high-level executive, can get really crazy. And you want to make sure that you have time for different things. And imagine if you're also traveling and then you have a lot of people in order to manage, and even your personal life is affected. And the first thing that I want to tell you is that, of course, like anything else in your life, prioritize your dating life as well as like you would in your business endeavors. If you are gonna schedule your business meeting in your calendar, you might as well have a schedule as well for your dates. So have them in your calendar as you would in your meetings. I suggest you just use one scheduler for both of them so that you can see them right away. And also you have to respect the time as far as your commitment to it. So if you can actually make sure that if you are going to do some changes, you actually inform the person as well you're supposed to meet. And you also have to have some time management tools. So if that's Google that you're using, just use Google, or have some alerts just like you would use with your meetings. And so the second that I will actually recommend is it's not because I'm a matchmaker. I also would encourage you, because if you can actually have the luxury of having a matchmaker, just get the support of a matchmaker, because you'll never know, they might be able to do a better job than you could by yourself. I know that men doesn't really want to, do things with the help of somebody else. They want to do everything, especially if they have so much faith in themselves. But it will take out some time for you, and then probably have that chance to have meeting somebody who's already vetted. And so it can be a game changer actually. And so they can save you time, and then they can arrange introductions for you, and then you can provide your feedback, and then you can even have coaching sessions as well with this particular matchmaker that you have, so that they can help you out. And so of course the action steps that you can consider is having the chance to choose the right matchmaker for you. It's just interviewing which one will be able to fit your specific needs, and then you have to be open and honest about all the things that you're supposed to you have in your list or looking for. And so it's always good to be knowledgeable as well. Okay, what are the certain parameters that you want? Nowadays some people doesn't want to have children, some people wants to have children, they want to be open to meeting somebody from across the country, or they're open to somebody who's a little younger than them, older than them. So those are the kind of things that you should actually be able to provide, so that it's going to be much more easier for your particular matchmaker to work things out. And then of course the thing is that use the feedback feature that that they're providing, because if there's no recap of what happened during your date, then you will not be able to give justice to your matchmaker to find out how can you actually have a better chance of agreeing to somebody that they actually have found for you. And so you also need to be able to set boundaries between work and personal life. So define what are your non-negotiables. So be able to say okay, this is beyond the boundary that I have as far as like my work is concerned. So I have to be like, cutting already, okay, too much, like, after 5, maybe you want to go home already, or like, if you have a set date, like, okay, you already have to leave the office. And then like, the best thing that you can actually do is like, delegate those things that you really don't want to be doing anyway. You have to turn off the notifications of your, I don't know what you have, like, if you have a messenger or like a notification from your LinkedIn, you have to turn it off when you are actually like, in a particular date that you are seeing, because like it's also giving them respect that they are due. And then learn how to say no. So you can always decline those things which are, beyond what you have set your timing for, and then so that you'll have your, commitment to your own schedule. And then this is another thing. This is a biggie. Focus on your quality over quantity. Doesn't necessarily mean that the more women or the more men that you're seeing, it's going to be much more better, rather than like, focusing on the quality. You cannot just be, going and be available. Anyway, you're busy already, but, it might as well like, be able to select which one has more potential as compared to those people who are not really a good match for you. Some of the other steps that you should consider is like, of course, like select your dates. So just don't like, okay, oh, she's pretty, but it's not enough. You have to actually go to your list and find out, okay, what else is important about this person, which will make you go out. And so also you have to invest in the first few dates, because like how will you know a specific person if you're not actually getting to know this person? And then you cannot just be saying no right away, because like sometimes like in the first few meetings doesn't work, because like maybe there's some hesitation, but you'll never know. You always give another chance to somebody, because unless you it's like peeling an onion. Unless you peel some of those parts, then you're not going to be able to know specifically, okay, there's a gem out there. So like I encourage you to look at the gem of a particular person, whoever that is, like all the time, because something is hidden in every person. And then if you don't actually give that opportunity to find them out, then you're probably be missing out something. Don't just jump into the next one right away if you have found, okay, you really have some interest in this person in the first place anyway. If you're not using a matchmaker, you have to do it yourself. Like you have to reflect on the date. So what went well and what didn't work well, and so what can you actually do in order to feel okay, which one is the best one, or which one is not the good one. And so your reflection will actually help you, and then like make sure that it's aligned to your values. And then the next one is optimize your date planning. So plan dates around your schedule. So obviously like you're good in planning already as far as like your business, but don't necessarily mean that you cannot schedule dates in between your meetings. Maybe you can have a quick lunch, because if you're really full and then you have a lot of things going on after work, because you still have to go out with your clientele or meet some other people in the business, you might as well like maximize whatever the schedule is. And so I think like that will mean also like choosing low pressure activities, like just dining, or like casual coffee, or like maybe walk in the park. So those can be meaningful, because like you're actually extending some time in order to meet and spend some time with somebody. And then also be flexible as far as like your spontaneous dates. And so just enjoy the moment, because like sometimes when you're not expecting it, that's the best time that usually is working for you. And just be open. And next thing that I will recommend is that you have to be able to communicate your availability clearly. So you just might as well, say, okay, this time is, the best time for me, like, a certain time that you can actually cut your schedule in order to find out which one will work for the other person as well. So it's always respectful, okay, if you can give, like, not just one date which is available for you, you can actually give, maybe 3 schedules. So, okay, so which one do you think will work for you for, these 3 selections that I have given you, so that, at least you're not just like very stunned on that particular schedule that you're giving, like, okay, this is the only one. So you're so fixed, and sometimes it doesn't work. So just be flexible. And so the other party should always realize, okay, this is how your schedule is like all the time. It can be also, I remember I have a friend who is a dentist. And so he actually does service outside of his work hours, because he is a doctor, he's a dentist who specializes in emergency. So that means that you'll never know when there's going to be an emergency. So you have to actually explain that to that particular person who's going to be a potential partner for you. And so it's also nice to have a schedule for regular check-ins. So regular check-ins doesn't necessarily mean that you have to regularly meet them, every day. It's something like, okay, you can actually do something like, have a phone conversation, or like, if you're really busy, like, send text messages here and there, because like, it's not that I want you to text every time, but, it's a matter of like, okay, explaining, okay, this is the only time that I have, so I'm catching up with you. So like the woman or the man will actually appreciate that, because like, you're touching base. And also set realistic expectations, because like if you don't set a realistic expectation, you'll be frustrated. So make sure that both of you understands where you're coming from. And so the other thing is also to embrace self-care, to stay present. We all know that if you're not having enough sleep, you'll not be able to function well in your office. It's the same thing like, if you're going to be having a date the next day, or it can be a Saturday or Sunday. You have to make sure that, you actually probably rest for the whole of the duration before you wake up for the next day for the duration of the date, because like if that's specifically on the weekend. So use that time in order to rejuvenate yourself, because like you want to be presenting yourself as the best person that you are in this particular date. You should be also able to incorporate exercises in your regular schedule. So I know that there's a lot of things going on, and so like if you don't take care of your body, then that's not gonna work either, because like we all know that like you probably are like eating a lot of quick dinners or meals. So it doesn't work that way, that you just be buying all the time like whatever you're gonna eat. So you have to also learn how to prepare something which is like healthy, so that you will be having much more better health. Because come to think about it, like you want to have a long-term relationship, you better protect your body, as far as like that's gonna be if you want to have a long-term relationship. So in essence, like there are a lot of things that you can actually think about in order to make things work for you, as far as like dating is concerned. It doesn't necessarily mean that if you're busy, you're doomed, that you're not going to be able to find somebody. You just have to have a strategy in order to make things happen for you. Like as I was saying earlier, if you can consider having a matchmaker, or if not, you can also look into a dating coach, because like they will actually help you plan whatever your schedule to make things happen. And then like those people who are in the industry, they just want you to be happy and find the happiness that you're looking for. You don't have to be like thinking about, okay, this is the end for me, I'm married to my job. There's going to be something also like specifically for you, and then that person is always looking for you as well. So same thing, you are deserving of having happiness in your life, and it's up to you if you're going to take action about it. So for those people who are watching, and if you're professional in the industry of love, dating, and relationships, we want to have you over here. And if you are successful in your relationship, we want to also invite you over here, because I'm sure you also have some nuggets to share. Or if you are a person who have challenges as far as dating is concerned, we want to have you over here as well, because like we want to make sure that we'll help you in order to navigate those tough situations and challenges out there. Can be wild out there for dating. So I see you soon. You take care and be safe out there.